connect, serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell. www.house of
Take this opportunity and welcome you in, and thank you for joining us this Sunday morning here at the Greenville campus at the House of Reconciliation. We are 1427 Suite E, Launch Road. Please never hesitate to come and be a part of our broadcast, a part of our early morning service. We will have another service at the Greenwood campus at 10:45. Give you an opportunity to come if you're in the Greenwood, Abbeville, Lawrence, and McCormick area. We started the year off in 2022 talking about New Year's resolution. So I think we're almost at a midpoint in a couple of days of the month. And I'm going to ask you a question and see where you are. You don't have to answer it. But with all that you have planned, how much of it do you remember? And how much of it is actually in action and in motion? See, the words are easy. It's easy to say what we would like to do, what we would choose to do, and how we would choose to do it. I want to welcome my family in from Haiti this morning. So what we have to do going into the midpoint of January is do an assessment. That assessment is, first of all, it is a new year. But the question becomes, if we did not start preparing back in September and October, it is very hard to turn your life around on a dime. You can turn your attitude around. And so before we get to the midpoint, because right now, every one of us, including myself, should be still clearing the field. What does that mean? There should be things in your life that you no longer want to continue to associate with because they don't create the positive. And the first thing is, before you deal with other people, you have to deal with yourself. Because other people become our excuse. So what we're going to do, we talk about the New Year's resolution. We spoke about the great hangover. We talked about still hung up on your past. And we're going to deal with that, and we talked about living among the dead. And sometimes we think it's other people. And actually living among the dead is things that we will not walk away from. We will not change. We will not modify. We will not give up the comfort blanket. We will not give up the valley of excuses. Because playing and being and thinking that I'm a victim is a great cover-up for one word: fear. Fear. Fear has a lot to do with a person's inability to handle the challenges in the day. So our scriptorial will come out of John, the 16th chapter, verse 13. But this is what I use the topic, living among the dead, because my desire and what I would like to do is in conflict with my reality. This is how we came to the series, Conflict on the Cliff. Because when every one of us come to a fork in the road, we come to a place where everything we do will be either uplifted or disintegrated by how we process it. See, you don't have to process fear. You don't have to process pain. You don't have to process hurt because you know what it feels like. But it is the unfamiliar is where we're going to grow. And so what many people are doing, they're trying to bring new things in to a dead environment. So it's easily spoken with the mouth. It's easily said with the lips. It's easily put out there. But it's not easily done. So then it's missing one word. Do anybody know what that one word would be? Processing it. Most people in here, most people that are watching, they know what to do. The problem is we're still trying to process things through our feelings and our emotions and not the reality of the moment. And we want things without the responsibility of the thing that we want. So if you just give it to me, it doesn't mean I'm going to do anything with it. I was sharing with someone, it's no different than what Israel did. They received the fruit. They spied out the land. They saw the vision, but what they didn't do is they never put a plan together. See, this is the point, and this is the time that you have to really start putting a plan together for you. You can no longer just sit out there and use time and other people as an excuse for why we're not pursuing our future. So if you're going to write, that's one thing I want you to write. Pursuing your future. Pursuing, not securing. Because you can't secure something that you don't have a plan for. But you have to understand. So here's what it says. Stop living in what was. And probably maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll go back and research the Greek and the Hebrew term of living, which means to breathe. And most people are not breathing because most people are literally still suffocating. And you know what people are suffocating from? They're suffocating from distractions and culture. Because the familiar is what you're accustomed to. The familiar is who you hang around. The familiar is a comfort zone. And sometimes your gifts and talent is above where you are. And here's the thing that people will say. They'll use things like, don't get the big head, or you think you're something. No, my skill set does not work here. But because it's familiar, then I try to make the unfamiliar fit in the familiar. So fear drags in my talent, my gifts, my inheritance, my spiritual birthright. Fear drags it down to its level rather than me raising myself up to the level that I should be performing. This is why I say when you go to work and if you deal with certain things at work, you shouldn't go home and dial down. You shouldn't go around other people and be all, what they call bougie and, oh, hi, and yes, and then go home and, okay, y'all want what we're going to do now? What we say we're going over to the store? Okay, we're going to go to the store. But go to the office and get on the phone. Hi, good morning, welcome. How are you today? Sure. Bob is in. Let me get him for you. And then go to your own personal phone. Huh? Who is this? I don't know this number. Your future, your success doesn't take a break just because it's absent in your mind. It doesn't. So if you and I are not clearing and cleaning and pulling up the roots, because here's the part, God wants to see you do your part. It's not about what everybody else can do. It's not about what he can do, what she can do, and what they didn't do, and who did. Because old folk used to have a saying, who shot Ether and who slapped John. Y'all probably don't know nothing about that. Y'all ever heard that? Okay. Yeah. So, because it's easy to put it on everybody else in your circle. It's easy to put it on your spouse. It's easy to put it on your job. You put it on everybody except for you. And so then we make excuses because we're not, watch this, excuses stop traction. If you were tracking right, you wouldn't have excuses. So, here's what we have. We have a little reading, but because see, here's where we at. We're at a point that nothing changes in 2022 if you can't breathe. I seen one of the great oratoricals. They sent me something, and it said something about receiving your inheritance in 2022, and it's your birthright. And I've been talking about that since October. But here's the challenge. Are you in position to be born? Are you in position to birth your gift? Are you in position to establish your footprint? Are you in position? I don't know anything about childbearing, but somehow I do know the child head is supposed to flip inside of the mother, and it's supposed to be head first, right? Head down. What position are you in? You're asking for stuff. You want God to give you stuff. You feel like you owe stuff because many times you enslave yourself. Trapped in our own mind. So I have something. I was looking up something, so I'm going to have it read. You ready? All right, come on. And it says, the question that I was looking at, I said, well, let me look this up. Fear controls the mind. And I was looking up what percentage of fear controls the mind. Because here's the thing. You have all the skills, you have all the talent, but what you're lacking is focus. Many people are lacking focus. Many people, today is the 9th. Many people have said, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start saving. I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to go to work on time. I'm going to pull myself together. I'm going to enter school. And literally, what have you done? So yeah, this morning's going to be a little rough while you sitting on the couch in your unions, while you listening to me in the shower. We going to have a conversation real quick. While you sitting there frying your eggs, sipping on your caffeine with your pinky out. And then there's some in here looking like they didn't have any caffeine. They like, you're an addict. You're an addict. You're an addict. See your body. You ready? Come on, let's read this. And I want you to listen to this real quick. Come on. And my friends in Haiti and to the members in Haiti as well. Come on.
As soon as you recognize fear, your amygdala, which is a small organ in the middle of your brain, goes to work. It alerts your nervous system, which sets your body's fear response into motion. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are released. Your blood pressure and heart rate increase.
Now let's read that again.
Does fear control the mind?
Now I want you to think for a minute. Fear. Now notice this little thing which was interesting to me is right in the middle of the brain, right where you're supposed to have your equilibrium. Now here's the point. None of us can do anything about replacing it. I mean, like you can cut a hole in your head and pull it out and replace it with something. But what I want to say is, for those of you who are scriptural, go to John 16 and 13. And so we should invite the Spirit of Christ that now will have control over our mind, and it influences our spirit that we don't get trapped by fear. See where I came along, and my roots are apostolic Pentecostal holiness. I've never denied that. But you have to learn that it's more than just speaking in tongues. It's more than just shouting. It's more than high five and naming and claiming and spin around, and God's going to do it. Because God will do it, but you still got to face the monster. I want you to write. You still got to interview for the job. See, here's the point. Your feelings want it, but your intellect and intelligence is not prepared to receive it. Your feelings want it. Your feelings feel like you should be there. You feel like you're owed that. But here's the position. You haven't followed the correct process in order to be in the place that you desire to be. And it's not anybody, because of race or stigma or whatever, keeping you outside the door. What's keeping you outside the door is you haven't prepped. You want to drag your big hunk of bag, a mess. We're having some audio this morning, but that's not anybody's fault. It's just things that's got to be worked out. You want to carry all of the walking dead. You want to take all your problems in. You want to take everything that happened to you at 9, 12, 16, 23, 35, 41. You want to take all that in the room, and God said, it can't fit in here. God is looking for the best of you. He already has seen the worst of you. Is this making sense? Mm-hmm. God is looking for the best of you. He's already seen the worst. And so you keep making excuses like God don't know. God knows you very well. He knows you very, 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 very well. So why do you keep complaining to God? Because God says this in his word. He says, your Father already know what you have need of even before you ask. So God knows about all of our mental challenges. He knows about our physical challenges. And yet we still telling God stuff he already know. We're not asking God to restructure us. We still trying to get God to fix what don't matter no more. Because we still in our feelings and emotions. Y'all know that one was coming. We still somewhere hung up on pain. Does this make sense? So come on, let's read that again.
Does fear control the mind?
Does it? Does fear control your mind? Or does opportunity? Does opportunity? Does opportunity? It's okay, come on. You the man. Everybody say, good morning, Bishop. So I want to ask you, how well does fear, how much fear controls your opportunity? Because see, right behind fear comes distractions. And so when you're distracted, fear now leads you. And it leads you down a path to steal time, opportunity, and preparation. So, here's the question. Start living. And I think we're going to be stuck here for a minute. Start living. Because it starts with this. We talked about, where is it at? Where is it at? A new day. Where is it at? I got to find it. This is not your fault. This is on me. This is on me. I write so many things. Here we go. We talked about a new day, a new year, a new time, a new season, a new journey, a new you, and a new opportunity. Where are you at on the 9th day of the year? Where? See, I want me to tell you how blessed you are. You're going to get an inheritance. What good is an inheritance and somebody give you water, you don't have a cup to put it in? How many things have we put in our hand how many things have we put in our feelings and emotion that just bled through our hands? And see, the greatest thing that the enemy does to you and I is he steals time. Your adversary distracts you to steal time, because the older you get, your opportunities start to fold and it becomes the shrinking window. You somewhere mad at a devil that done moved on. You somewhere mad at a moment in your life that no longer exists. You are still hiding from your potential. You're still refusing and neglecting the opportunity that God has positioned for you. So I go back up here and say, let's read this again. Does fear control your mind?
As soon as you recognize fear,
As soon as you recognize fear,
your amygdala,
which
is a small organ in the middle of your brain,
is a small organ in the middle of the brain. We're going to get it right. It's okay because we're working on stuff. Satan always got to show up. Monkeys got to be clowns, got to be clowns. So it's all right. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. We just thank God we can get bits and pieces of it. And I will revisit it if we have to. So it's a small organ where in the middle
of your brain goes to work.
So now how do you counterbalance that with the Spirit of Christ? You praying for shoes, you praying for Pookie, you praying to get a man in your life this year. 2022 gonna be the year I'm gonna get me a man. I'm gonna get me a woman. What good is two dysfunctional people trying to get along in life? I almost said something, but I can't say what I want to say. I mean, it is. You in debt, I'm in debt. We get together now, we both in debt. Well, I figure we get together, we can pay bills. Your bills don't change. In fact, your bills increase. It's like, how did they increase? I thought we made more money. More money means more bills. Because you got stuff by yourself, then when you get together, you want to get stuff together, which create more bills. Somebody just shoot him because he always time he done woke up over there. You need to be prepared. Where you been? You just showed up. 9-10. It's in the middle. So how do you counterbalance this? It goes to work. And it does what?
It alerts your nervous system.
Now where's your nervous system? It runs everything through your body. So when it runs everything through your body, me taxes. What does it does?
Which sets your body's fear response.
So every person has a fear mechanism in their body. And it sets it into what? Motion. Come on. Stress.
Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline.
Cortisol and adrenaline are what?
Released.
And then y'all adding caffeine to it.
Well, technically, when people drink caffeine, they're not stressed.
Yeah. You read that on the internet, didn't you?
No.
Okay. So caffeine speeds up your heart. And if your heart's already speeded up, now what?
You die.
Wow. Okay. So, yes. See, now we're having class. This is okay. Because see, I went yesterday to get some things done, and it was noon. It was noon, and I had on a mask, and there were some people so intoxicated they were smothering me by the heater with a mask. I'm like, you that drunk at 12? And I have to stay 2 hours with you guys. Drinking don't kill you. It just causes you to kill yourself. All right. Let me leave that alone because I might be out there marching. Hey, drunk. Do I know? Oh, yeah. And so then your blood pressure and your heart rate what?
Increases.
So if you're already running on 150, there ain't much left but to go to the crazy zone. Okay. Wow, guess because ain't no alcohol in the water, right? Drinking kills more people. Right. So now here's something I'm going to give you. Yeah, here's something I'm going to give you. I want you to write this. There is a reason for the process. There is a reason in your life for the steps that you have to take. Many people cannot take the steps because they're complaining that they have to take the steps. There is a reason for the process. Yes. Many people are living their lives without meaning and purpose. And many people are living their lives without process. Most people can fix their financial situation if they would just stick to what they said they were going. Everything, and I said this maybe 2 years, everything that happens and goes on and everything that's said doesn't warrant a response. There are some things that don't need your attention. There are some things that you don't need to put your opinion in. There are some things that you don't need because when you do that, you have all of these issues right here. If you can't get you together, how do you think you can get someone else together? And this is how the enemy plays on all of us. So now we have to understand. Ask me this question. Come on, because we're gonna try to help you out here. Because if you read John 16 and 13, it talks about accepting the spirit of truth. I'm going to say this. God doesn't want to hurt you. He wants to develop you. But also God has to prune you. I can't remember what scripture was that. John 15 and 2. And so when God starts to operate in your life, he has to take away the things that are crutches. If you and I are to walk freely, the very things we say we don't have and the very things we say we don't need are the very things that God tried to implement in us. And what does that mean? God desires to create stability in you. And many of us have been living our lives through volcanic emotion. And God says, I have a plan for you. He spoke this in Jeremiah. He said, I have a plan for you. I have a plan for you. I have a plan for your family. I have a plan for your children. God has never just wanted to leave you without. When you feel like God doesn't care about you, that's because you don't care about you. Yeah. That's when you don't care about you. Because every breath you take comes from God. See, the problem is you put yourself in a situation that you don't want to take responsibility for. And so now you want to convert back to a child and whine and cry and pout and want somebody to come and rescue you. They will come and rescue you sometime, but here's what happens. Your behavior never changes. And so what God is looking for out of you and I is a change, a real change in our life. And we don't have to be perfect, so just put a line through perfect. He just wants us strong effort and trying. But here's the kicker. Why should God stay focused when you won't stay focused? Why should God fix your finances when you won't do anything to make sure your finances are fixed? We want to put everything on God. I know you didn't wake up this morning to hear all this, but I just have to set it right before we go into the middle of the month. You have an inheritance, but here's the problem. You don't have the key. Because what's going to unlock the door of your inheritance is the 4 elements of life that you've got to do. And it goes back to these things that I shared with you. Can you believe? But it goes back to it's a new day, a new year, a new time, a new season, a new journey, a new opportunity. God's not going to let you crack the code of your inheritance and still go back and be unfocused, undisciplined, stay in the familiar, and never grow. There's accountability that comes with the inheritance. There's accountability. It shouldn't be, I get there, well, y'all know how I am. Well, you're going to get to heaven. You see how well that worked. Go die and go to heaven and call me. I'll put a cell phone in your casket. And since we have all the satellites up there, just call me and let me know how long you're going to be at the gate. Yeah. Yes. Is this making sense to you? I'm going to show you something about, ask me, how do I get through the process?
How do you get through the process?
Don't see it as struggle. See it as advancing in your future. Sometimes you got to talk to your mind. Sometimes you got to tell your mind, listen, I need to take a deep breath because I need to drive across this bridge. You ever had a bridge that you were afraid to drive across? Especially if it's over water or it's not the best built bridge. And my friends in Haiti, is Cletus and Chloe went out there and built the bridge, and you're supposed to walk over it. It is simple. Don't see it as struggle. See it as advancing and a step in your future. Ask me, what is that equivalent to? Many of you have stepped over your gifts and talents in God because you have no confidence in yourself and you have no discipline with yourself. So here is what one great man said. Don't step over a dollar to make a dime. William Gilchrist said that. See, many times you're going to work for someone for a dime in a part-time job when you could have took that time and built your education. That's where the dollar's at. You could have took that time and went and got a new set of credentials. You could have took that time and took a short course of 6 weeks or 8 weeks and received another certification. See, what you think and what many people think is that I can get to the next level in my feelings and emotions when the next level require credentials, certifications, associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and PhDs. And you want to make the same kind of money they make, but you don't want to do any of the work that they did to get there. Because you're still stuck on hard work and experience. And here's the thing that the companies are saying back to people. They're saying, but I've been loyal. But the companies will say to you, you had been loyal to yourself. Because what companies look for now at the upper level is that you are an asset. When you cannot add an advantage to the company, you are a liability. Ain't nobody saying that for me now. You trying to keep your job, and can I help people? This is why robots are taking people's jobs. Because you're not creating, your mind is not working. You're just doing the same thing. I got to put these 50 boxes over here, and if I do that, they can get a robot to do it. They don't have to pay that robot no insurance. They don't have to pay them no 401k. They don't have to pay no dental. They don't have to pay no medical. They don't have to give them 2 weeks vacation. They don't get any sick days. And when they break down, they come in and what do they call them? Cybersecurity or engineers come in and they reprogram them real quick and take one little piece out and put it in, and then they reset it, recalibrate it, and see, you be over there talking, I think Johnny liked me. Come on, am I right? Thank you. I mean, so they just, that's why people, like one of my friends always say, man, we don't like you because you come in and you take 50 jobs and cut it down to 2 people. But here's the whole point. What y'all doing? Riding the clock. How does a guy that don't even have a job say, that's true? He must be seeing somebody. Forget that it's struggle. By advancing in your future, see it as an advancement in your future. Now, don't step over $1. You're worth something. You have a skill. But the problem is you don't have any confidence in yourself. You don't. Because something is clogging your vision. Something is clogging your skills. So it's safer to work for someone than to build something for yourself. Y'all not looking well. We got about 7 minutes together. Somebody Yeah. You you can work for someone and believe that they will pay you. I told someone, I said, people want to get paid every day and then be broke on Friday.
How do you spend that much money?
Because you got something to do with it. Because most people never learn what money is supposed to do. Most people just see money as a commodity to go get something, but what you're getting doesn't bring value. Neither does what you're getting adds anything to your future. So this is why most people houses, they got flea markets at their house. They can't even park their cars in the garage because they got all the stuff that they use once every 3-5 years, and they feel like it has value. Go try to sell it. Go try. That's all I say. Go try to sell it. And so what I'm trying to do before we get into the middle of the month is to awaken the lion in you. The level of entrepreneurship. It doesn't mean you go quit your job. Now, don't go quit your job. He told me I need to work for myself. No. You work for yourself and you work for someone else until you create a leverage that you're losing money by going to your old job. You work your way out of a job. And you don't leave your job if you don't have no benefits and no. See, y'all laughing, y'all laughing, y'all laughing, y'all laughing, y'all got benefits. I'm serious. I had a friend. I mean, I love him, and he told me he was on the phone with Social Security for 3 hours just trying to see when he can get Medicaid. Ah. See, here's what people don't get. You have 50 years workforce to develop something for you. And most of the time, now listen to this. This is real talk. Most of the time when you walk away from the job force, you barely have a pension. It is going to be taxed. All right? Your insurance immediately go to Medicaid, which is good if you don't have anything, but you don't have enough income to carry your own. And if you have Medicaid and Medicare, you're going to need a lot of subsidiaries under Medicare and Medicare, the AARP. And most people haven't paid off their homes and their cars and their debt. So how do you get 65, or now someone said it went to 67, how do you get up there and then you still have 65%, 70% debt? And you're only going to get 1/5 of what you were making in Social Security. Come on. So the real question is, this is why we're in the middle of this, and now people that were mad at me and probably tuned me out, somebody need to let them know. You might should have listened to the end, because I'm trying to help you build you. I knew back in the 90s that I was never going to be able to stay with a company until I retired, because the way I thought and the way they didn't work. We didn't, my grandfather used to say, we didn't set horses, because what I thought, you wanted to suppress my creativity for me to carry out yours, but yours didn't make money for me. And when you get tired of being laid off, downsized, fired, demoted, and all of that, you figure out you might need to do something for yourself. So why are you so stuck on what was when you need to be clear in the field so you can plant? Because anything you pick up that is seedless, you can't reproduce it. Am I making sense? So then here's what we got to do. Don't step over the dollar. You the dollar. Don't overlook your gifts and your inheritance that God has given you. Don't continue to step over well, you know, I just got to work this job. Why don't you start looking at what's in your natural inheritance? Get someone to build you a website. Start selling stuff on the web. Start seeing yourself, and then start find talent and gifted people that can come in and work under you. And see, here's the problem in some cultures, not all. Because see, some cultures, they can't stand what their family built up. But they know that it makes money. So what they'll do is find people that can run it, that'll free them up, that they can go do what they do. You don't have to like your gift. You don't have to be in love with it. The problem is, look how far you have gotten doing what you wanted to do. Look at your credit score. Look at your checking account. Look at your level of degrees on the wall. Look at your retirement plan. You might look like a fly girl today, but you're going to look like an old. You're going to look like an old fly tomorrow. Am I making sense? See, you know, all this money you're spending to try to impress people and drive fancy cars. Man, look at here. I'm going to drive what I want to drive when I get to that age. But right now, I got to drive what I need to drive. Yeah. I mean, I see a Porsche that I want. A Porsche that I want. That's a want. I can't drive it now. Got to carry too much stuff. Got to go to church every Sunday. I can't drive my Porsche to church. I don't have one, but if I had one, I mean, you know. Let me get that old steak face, people. He done stole the church money. I've had a business of my own since 1999, but I done stole the church money. But that's what people say. So when I get a certain age, I might get me a tricycle. I'm going to ride to church on a tricycle. My daughter's like, Daddy, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Tricycle. Get me a big tricycle with one big wheel on the front. Don't step over the dollar. Don't step over your gifts and your talents that God has given you to go make a dime. Let me give you one, this last one, suffocation. I want you to write this. What is suffocation? That's why we really can't talk about start living. Suffocation. You know what suffocation does? Suffocation is a distraction and a culture. Suffocation is a distraction. When you can't breathe, you can't think. When you can't breathe, you can't hear. So nothing changes. So dysfunction becomes a culture. I want you to do this for me just for 1 week. Everything that you do, don't change anything. I just want you to ask yourself a question. What does this have to do with my future? What does this have to do with my future? Because surviving in today does not build a future for tomorrow. Surviving. Oh, I made it. It was hard today. This is why a lot of children sometimes don't want to go to work, because they see you struggling. They see you go out the door and come home all beat up, cussing, mad, throwing stuff down, mad. Got to go smoke a cigarette, drink liquor down in the basement. Go get 4 cups of caffeine. They like, if mama got to do that just to go to work, I don't want to work. If daddy got to come in and sit outside and chew snuff all day and chew tobacco, I don't want to. Then you wonder, well, why they won't go to school? Look at you. Is that what school did to you? I done gained 30 pounds. I don't want to go to school. I'm stressed out. I don't want that kind of stress. Die, just leave me some insurance money. Yes, dear.
Could that be some motivation, though?
It's just like imagination. There's a good side and there's a bad side. Yes, it can be motivation. It can be motivation that you need a period and a time to decompress, especially if you work in a high demanding job. You need to decompress. You don't need to take work inside your house. If you got to take work inside your house, you need an office. And you go in there and you do it, and don't you get up out of that chair until you clear your mind, and you can go out there and you can be the family member that you're supposed to do. Because generally what happens is people that deal with high-stress jobs go home and fuss at their family and take out on their family and their friends what they should have taken out at work. Yeah, even the security guy, he's like, that is so right. They come on, you tell everybody you done served that day, your whole family got to listen to your decompression moment. You need to go play you some calm music and sit out on the back porch and get yourself together.
Write it down. That helps.
Yes, yes. Express yourself in a different way. Go to the gym before you go home. Then you won't eat so many biscuits when you go home. Ain't nobody want to go with me now, boy. And I got to tell if I start talking about suffocation, everybody start rolling their eyes at me now. Because most overeating comes from psychological stress. It becomes comfort food. So yes, it should be motivation. You sleep better. Because I'm going to tell you, this is what we get. Most of the people in your room and in your space can't fix what's going on with you. You're broken from the fountain. If God is not pouring into you, then yes, you become one of the walking dead. Last but not least, free your spirit, free your mind. It'll free up your gifts. Free your spirit, free your mind. It'll free up your gifts. Stop stepping over $1 to go make a dime. The problem with most people, they don't want to spend any time. It's amazing you can spend 40 hours plus working for someone who's only going to pay you X amount of dollars, but you can't spend 2 hours a week working on you. Hello? That didn't go over well. Oh, I'm good. Yeah. 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 You can spend 40 hours, 45 hours working for someone else. You can't spend 2 hours a week working on you. So what was my fear? Will and can and does control 96% of humanity. Because only 4% have vision. And I would like to know, out of that 4%, what is the percentage of those that actually execute their vision? It's probably down to 1.5%. That's what I have for you this morning. Anybody got any questions? I know I probably spoiled the middle of the week. Sunday morning, last day in the NFL. Watch your basketball games, all of that. God bless you. I'll see you soon.